Hello, welcome to Modesty Real Estate. Today I'm going to be sharing with you something very, very important. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 key things, among others, very important things that you must do before getting a property. We all know that investing in lands and landed properties is one of the surest way to have to guarantee your investment. Is one of the surest way to have return on investment, because when you invest in lands you can see the land, so the loss is actually minimal, especially if you are investing in the right land. So the only risk in investing in land and landed properties is the risk of ingenuity, whether the property is genuine or whether you are buying the right property. So how do you get to know what is the right property? How do you get to know whether the property is genuine? What are the basic things that you can do or that you should do before buying a property? So I'm going to be sharing with you these basic things. Our inability to do this can land you in jail. Inability to do this can actually make you lose money. Remember, it's not all about buying property, but it's all about buying genuine properties that will guarantee your return. You won't want to lose your money, so watch out for these things. All right, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is that before buying a property, you must understand or know the land's title. The land title, the title of a document, the title document of the property. All right, a title document is a document that shows ownership of a property, that shows ownership or transferred interest in a property. It shows ownership, it transferred interest. So a title document is as important as the property. Many times people are quick to just say, let's just get the land, I'm buying it from my friend. It doesn't matter if he doesn't have any paper to prove that the property belongs to him. Remember, the land you are buying is not going to if you are not buying to resell, the land you are buying is not going to expire with you, in the sense that your children can inherit it. What if there is nothing to show that you bought it from your friend? Say it's a family thing, it's a friend thing. No. Before you buy a property, you must know the land's title. You must know the title document. We have different kinds of title document. It could be a C of O, of course. We know that many persons, when they hear title document, what comes to their mind is a C of O. All they know about title document is C of O. But we have other title documents. We have a gazette, we have a deed, a registered deed, deed of assignment, deed of transfer. Okay, there's another video that I'm going to talk about title document basically. You can watch out for it. But before you buy a property, you must know the title document. That means the owner of the property must have a document that shows that he owns the property and how he acquired the property. If he inherited it, maybe a will or a deed of gift, how he acquired the property, that he owns the property. A survey or a registered survey is not a title document. A survey just shows the boundary of the land and for the registration of the land details with the government. We'll come to that. But there are other title documents like a deed or family receipt, something to show that this property belongs to him. Don't be careless about this. Over time, we've seen many cases of land issues whereby people buy properties with that title document. After many years, then they will get to lose the property because there is nothing to show that they own the property or that the person that sold it to them owns the property. Imagine somebody approach you and say he wants to sell a property. He brings the paper that the property has, and you know the person's name to be Opeyemi Kolawole, for instance, and the paper is showing Opeyemi James Opeyemi. You now ask, what is the relationship? Your name is James Opeyemi Kolawole. There is no evidence to show that the person changed his name or got married or something. He said, no, now the document was prepared by my friend. So, no. You can't buy such a property. You'll be risking too much. You don't want to lose your money. It has to be that the friend has another document that he has transferred the property to Opeyemi Kolawole. Hope you understand. So, if the name you are seeing in the document that is being presented to you is Opeyemi, is the name you are saying is different from the person you are selling the property, the person must provide another document that shows that that particular person has transferred interest or proof of ownership to him. You understand? So if Mr. A is selling property, the document title contains the name of Mr. B. Mr. A does not have the right to sell the property except Mr. B has transferred it to Mr. A. Buying such a property where the document, the name is different from the seller, is at your own risk. So you won't want to buy a property that you don't have a right title for. So before buying a property, very very vital that you understand the land title. That is why it's good to use um an experienced realtor or a real estate company. You won't want to lose your money. It's good to use experts. It's not all about buying properties. It's not about investing in property, because you know everybody want to own a piece of land. So you now want to own a piece of land. It is better to spend a token, pay 10%, pay 5%, no matter what you are paying, in using the right real estate company than just buying anything. For that is what Modesty Real Estate Limited is for you. We have experts that can do a proper search for you for any land, and we have lands that we have that has the right titles that we have done all the search for. Okay, so the second thing that you must check before buying a property is that you must conduct a land search. So after seeing the title, you check the land, you see the title, conduct a land search. What is a land search? Whereby you take the title to Ministry of Lands to verify whether the owner actually owns that property. So depend on the title that you are presented. If it's a registered deed or a C of O, you can go to the land registry and do a land search and conduct a proper land search. You go to the land registry. If it's a survey, of course, a survey is not a title document. It must be a survey and something else. Or you can go to the Surveyor General's office and do a proper search whether the name there in the survey is the same name that is registered with the Ministry of Lands. You know, this can save you a lot. Recently, that was 2 months ago, towards the end of 2022, a client contracted us and wanted to buy a property. So we checked the property. He brought the property. He just wanted us to be part of the whole deal. So we did our land search. We took the document presented to appropriate quarters in the Ministry of Lands, and we saw that the land was under acquisition. We saw that the very property we wanted to buy is under acquisition, or rather, what do you mean by under acquisition? It is government land, what is popularly known as government land. You know, imagine that he didn't do that because he didn't want to use a realtor, he didn't want to use a real estate company. He just want to buy. The price was affordable. It's a good location. It's a place that you can buy and resell, and everything was awesome except that the land is under acquisition. You know, every time you see buildings being destroyed, per day, per week, every time, you keep wondering, why are these buildings destroyed? The government is wicked, because not every land should be bought. Not every land should be bought. Not every land. Don't forget that the issue with land can come after 10 years. There are some buildings that have stayed there like 10, 15 years, but suddenly the government requires they want to destroy it. They want to destroy it because they ought not to build on that land. So we did research and we saw that this is the wrong property to buy. We discouraged the client. Thank God the client was wise enough not to buy the property, and he got something else, something better, though a little more expensive, because the other one, the offer was so good, but it was under acquisition. It was a land that is under acquisition for federal road. All right, so why am I saying this? Before buying a property, you have to conduct the right search. You have to conduct the right search. It is better to spend a little token in doing the search than to lose millions of naira in buying a property. Imagine you want to buy a property worth 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 1 billion, 500 million, and you don't want to spend like 50,000 naira to do a search. You don't want to contract an expert like us at Modesty Real Estate to do a search. You don't want to involve us at all. You don't want to involve experts. Then you just go ahead and just buy the property. After 5 years, you now lose the money. How are you going to feel? So why not pay a little sacrifice? Do the right search. Don't just take the title and say it's the name now. It's the name. The person shows you ID card and says it's the name. Okay, what is the essence of showing ID card that is the same name? Not just any ID card, not company ID card, national ID card. Please pay attention, because you have to verify. Verification is as important as anything in land purchase. Don't buy a land you've not verified, you've not done a proper search. So you go to Ministry of Land, you do the search. Once you do this, because they have all the records of properties and that are registered with the government. So what if the land does not have any registered title? What if it's just a receipt? Or what if it does not have any registered title? We will come to that. All right. Now, if it's a land that has a court case, you can go to a probate history to do the search. So we have appropriate quarters for different searches, but conducting a right search is very important. We're going to have a video that I'll explain all these searches and how to go about it. All right, then the next thing you check, I remember I'm sharing with you 5 things you must check before buying a property, is what is called development factor. What I call development factor. You want to buy a property and your aim is to resell or even to build in that property. Don't be quick to buy because everybody is shouting, buy, invest in lands, invest in property, invest in land. You have to check what is called the development factor of that area. How fast growing is that place? The last 1 year, what has happened? How has the price of land increased? What has happened? Like basic things like light, security, those are factors that you check. For instance, sometime last year, I think early last year or late 2021, I reached out to all my clients and I told them, buy properties in Akobo because of the rate of development that is happening there. All right, you can still buy now. It's a good place to invest in. That is an advantage of watching this video. All right, I reached out to them. Some of them listened, some of them did not. The few of them that bought properties are developing places like Olonda and Akobo for as small as 700,000, 600,000. Now, 1 year and some months, lands there is over 1.4 million. Imagine the person, because you have the right location, you have the right realtor, real estate company that is talking to you with the right place you are buying from and the right development factor. What escalated the whole price of land? Because many things has happened in Akobo currently, like Akobo in Ibadan. In case you are watching this video from anywhere in Ibadan or your state, Nigeria, the dualization of the road, the bringing of street light, then the security forces that we have in Akobo, and standard lights. You know, the light is almost 24 hours. Apart from the time that it has issues, we have places that enjoy as much as 22 hours, 20 hours. In Nigeria, to have that kind of light is amazing. In Nigeria, of course. So all of these factors are considered before buying a property. Don't buy a property that will stay 10 years and the price will not increase. You're not doing yourself a favor, because you buying it to make profit, or even if you're buying it to build, you won't want to stay in a place that is not developed. You, in the name of buying a property, you buy a property, you kept it for 3, 4, 5 years, and the price is still the same. So this is why you need the real estate company. We cannot overemphasize using the right rental. You cannot overemphasize why you need the right rental. And this is what Modesty Real Estate Limited, a registered real estate company, is for. We are here to help you. When you come to us, you want to buy a property, we'll tell you the places to buy from. You tell us the purpose of your purchase. Are you buying it to resell? That is investment purpose. Land banking. What is called land banking is when you put money in land in the name of reselling the land to get profit. Not necessarily, you are not concerned about ownership. You are not concerned about developing the land. We will give you the right places. What is called distressed land. When the owner wants to sell a property in order to just get money by all means, we have distressed lands that we can give to you, and you can have up to 40% increment even in 6 months. Because there are persons that want to sell property due to health challenge. Some of them want to travel abroad, just different reasons. You just want to sell the property. So reaching out to us will save you the stress. All right, so before buying a property, you get to know what the development factor. Don't buy a property you don't know about the area. So the next thing you must do is that you must conduct a social search. I particularly separated this from other searches I explained on the second thing, because this is very, very vital. Inability to do this can land you in jail. All right, what is a social search? Before buying a property, don't forget that every land has an origin. Every land has an origin. You want to buy a property? Go to the area, conduct a social search, ask about the area people, the streets, the shops, ask people around. They must know the owner. All right, don't just buy a property that is only you and the seller that knows he's the owner of the land. You know that is too risky again. You are the only one that knows the person is the owner and the seller, and the land has existed for 5-10 years and nobody in the neighborhood knows the owner. You know you are in for a scam, right? So before you buy a property, you have to do what is called social search. Go to the society, go to the community. One of the best ways you can do this is just tip people. You can just see a bike man, what is called tip, just give them something, just give them a little money and say, I just want to make inquiry about this land. They will tell you everything you need to know about the land. Just a little gift from you. You know, that gift of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 naira, 4,000 naira, 5,000, 50,000 naira can save you the stress of crime because of loss of millions. So before you buy a property, you can do a social search. Very, very important. Or remember, to save you all of this stress, you can conduct the right real estate company. I can't overemphasize this because many of these things I'm mentioning, we don't collect money to do that for our clients. We just do it for you because you want to buy from us, or you want to buy through us. So we do all of these searches for you, and we give you what will not give you any tears. So this social search is so important. Imagine you are buying a property that there is no registered title on it. The only thing to show that the property belongs to your seller, to the seller, is that he has a receipt, or that he inherited it from the mother or the father. Okay, there are basic things to check even for inherited property. Is he the firstborn, or does he have the consent of the siblings to sell the property? Not just that the land belongs to my father, so I can sell it, and he's the last born, and the siblings are not interested in selling the property. So you just buy such a property and there is no title, there is no registered title. After buying it, after 5 years, the elder brother will say, we didn't sell it to you. You see that this is very important. So you have to know what to do before buying an inherited property. So in the course of the social search, you will know the origin of the land, who truly owns the land, who sold it to the person, and you will know also if the land has any pending case. You can know from the social search. People will tell you there is a case on this land. They will tell you, of course, not everything you will hear will be true, but if you really do your search properly, 90% of the information you will hear will always have element of truth. So before buying a property, go to the area and do a social search. Don't be quick to pay money for a property. All right? I know you want to invest, you don't want to lose the property, or you just want to pay and just get the property because it's everything that you want. You can do a right search before buying the property, or conduct a real estate company to do that for you. Then also, the fifth thing, which is very important, is that you must know your land before buying a property. Know your land. This is like the final thing I'm sharing in this video. Know the land. What do you mean by know the land? Know the size of the land. We know there are a lot of renters out there, a lot of land sellers out there who are out to do people. All they want is to collect money from people. So they can tell you that, we have a land that we want to sell that is 100 by 100 square meter, whereas it's 50 by 100. So it will take you nothing to just take a surveyor to go and survey the land and get the accurate measurement, because you even need the accurate measurement in preparing the title when you finally buy the property. You need to prepare a title that the seller will sign. All right, I told you what a title document is, like a deed of transfer, a deed of agreement. So know the land, know the boundaries, know it. You cannot overemphasize. Don't buy a property that you don't know the boundaries, that you don't know the land. You have to go there, you have to take a surveyor there, you have to measure the land and have the accurate measurement. Then once you buy the property, even if you can't fence the property, at least put corner piece. Know the right boundaries, put pillars, know the right boundary, possess the land. All right, because encroaching into land is what happens every day. Imagine you have not measured the land, you just bought the land, and in the name of the person told you it's 3 plots. He says, it's my friend now. This is my friend syndrome. It's my family member. It's my buddy. I know him for many years. All right, you just bought the property and say, I paid him. I think it's 3 plots. I don't even know where it is. You don't know where it is. You didn't send anybody to check. You now came back after 2-3 years. You met only 1 plot or even half plot. So you don't have anybody to blame because you did not know the land before paying. So before buying a property, a landed property, ensure that you know the land. Remember the 5 things that we have shared. First, you must know the land's title or the title document. You must conduct a land search in the Ministry of Lands. You must check the development factor. You must do a social search, and you must know the land. Doing these 5 things matters a lot. In knowing the land, in doing a social search, in doing all of that, you also know the importance of keeping accurate record in buying a property. Have proof that you truly bought this property. Don't say it doesn't matter. Even for the sake of the future, don't say that, oh, he's my friend. Why I keep referencing this? Because every day over time we handle cases like that. We have people that come to us and there's this land that we want to recover. We just bought a friend of mine bought it from his friend, and people cry to us, and when we involve our lawyers, our company lawyers, and we want to investigate the matter, there is no proof. There is no evidence, nothing to show that the land belongs to the buyer. In that case, the only thing they know in court is proof, not what you say. So you have to have enough evidence that you truly bought this land. That is why you cannot afford to buy a property and you didn't prepare a title document. You didn't prepare a title document, and there was no signed agreement. You just bought the property. No, 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 no. You are risking too much. So you have to get the right document. You have to have enough evidence, and remember to always save them in a place that cannot be lost. So internet has made it easier for us. You can save it on OneDrive. You can save it places that cannot be lost. All right. Remember, lands cannot be lost, but losing the document of the land can also mean losing the land. So when you don't have enough proof that you own the property, it's as good as not having a property. So that single paper, that document, that proof that you have, even in buying a property, you are advised to pay by transfer. Keep your transfer receipt. All of those things are important. All right, don't just say, let me just pay by cash, withdraw everything by cash. No, 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 no. You are risking too much. Keep the transfer receipt, because when the issue arises, you need evidence. Now, all of these issues may not be because of the seller. It can be because of encroachers. All right, somebody can just wake up that is mad one day and say, oh, this land belongs to me, not because the seller the person that sold it to you is not genuine. No, no, no. The person just want to make trouble because he feel he's influential, because he feel he can take the land from you. What if you don't have evidence from the person you bought it from? Is that you can lose such land, right? So all of this you will need it. So know the land, conduct the right search, know the development factor, and do a social search. Know the size of the land. Remember, when you think of the right investment, think of investing in landed properties. And when you think of investing in landed properties, think of Modesty Real Estate Limited, your number one real estate company that can guarantee your landed property investment. I remain your rector, Emeke Modesty Obiazeko, for Modesty Real Estate Limited. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel for vital investment opportunities and real estate information that can make you to avoid tears and have the right land. Thank you for watching.